humble self me or DBC.
Please.
Let me start by begin saying how grateful I am to God and to how privileged I am to be here at this time, to be a member of this team, and to serve as the Vice Chancellor of the university. I started by saying that I'm thankful to God and I'm excited to be here. And I want to put on record my great appreciation for the kind of work that had gone on in the 5 years prior to my arrival. I want to appreciate the great effort that Prof. Adesegun provided in leading the team so far and so well. And I want to thank every member who have contributed to that step of building. I want to appreciate those of you on ground for the last 5 years. Or even if I've been on ground for 1 year, you've been part of the building generation. And I want to thank you for the great work you've done. Without those works, people like me will not be here today. There probably will not be a UNIMED that will want really of that kind of aspiration to say, let me come and be part of that. So I want to thank you very much for that. And I want to thank you for the very warm record I have received. I have probably met with almost everyone in this room at one forum or the other, and I've had very encouraging words. I've had prayers said for me. I want to just implore you, please continue to pray for me, continue to pray for us as a team, and continue to pray for this institution. Because with God, all things are possible. Without Him, nothing is possible. So that's why I really do get excited that as a Senate, we choose to pray every time we start. I have shared some of my visions and some of my thoughts in the last 24 hours or 48 hours. But I feel that I owe it to the Senate. This morning on my way down, I was trying to remember the history of the Senate. National Geographic published late last year a special account about the Roman Senate and Julius Caesar's accomplishment. And it's a fascinating way to remember what the Senate is all about. That the Senate of Rome makes Rome. They are the power that be by the thoughts they provide to lead the country called Rome. I know Rome provided us with the modern example of how to run countries. And so the Senate is, for me, next to the council, even by the law, the most important element in our university. And therefore, I believe that I owe it to the Senate to express my thoughts more clearly and more fully. So I'm going to ask you to indulge me one more time as I share in a broader way, in a more intensive way, some of my thoughts. Because I'm hoping that we can then engage ourselves in some rigorous discussion, more than we have done in some of those short, snappy town meetings or community hall forums. The last 2 days is to also try to digest all that I've had in terms of desires, dreams, aspirations, and thoughts, and needs. Early this morning, I was telling the DVC. I called a friend of mine, a former VC, this morning. But I was trying to put everything, I'm like, what does this mean as we go forward? But I want to just put up some thoughts. So, I have talked about what this university is, and the more I think about this university, the more I think that this university was founded on a very clear understanding about what it wants to be. One thing I'm not totally too sure is how well that thought has become communicated, has become a part of the culture about how we behave, what we think. I was reminding myself that if there's something you must remember about the dream that was behind this institution, that is captured perhaps in just one simple sentence. Dr. Kundele, there's a seat here. Is that not a seat? The catchphrase for this university, which I think that if you don't remember the vision, the mission, the catchphrase we must all remember for its simplicity and for its elegance is just the phrase, promoting excellence in medical education, research and service delivery. That's simple. Then you take a title paper of this university, that's what you see there. Promoting excellence in medical education, research and service delivery. For me, it was clear that the dream about this university was so simply stated. Excellence in medical education, research and service delivery. And what I had in mind, every time I think about that is UNIMED, excellence all the way. That's the mantra that I carry in my mind, that excellence all the way. And the road to excellence, like I shared a couple of times, is so clear. There's nothing hidden about it. And it's a choice we must make. Whether we want to really go the road of excellence, or we should look for another mantra to define who we are. But I think it's doable. But that means we need to put on an innovative approach to thinking and addressing the issues we need to address. I've talked about this STARS agenda a couple of times. I want to just highlight a couple of things in very practical ways so that you can hold me responsible for certain things. But it can also help me shape my thoughts, and we can all pursue the same vision in our department, in our unit as we go the way. The first word in that agenda is strategic positioning of the university. And I've said that one of the things we need to do is to think about what are the spaces we can occupy. There are two pillars to that. One pillar is to set up a couple of centers of excellence. Some of those I've thought of that I think we should start with. Is number one, start a center of excellence relating to the issue of health professional education. Professor Wa will probably recall that we've tried to do a few things in Ife around medical education. But there's only one institution in the whole of this country who has a degree program in medical education. It's only Ibadan. Ibadan started only like 3-4 years ago. And yet, every medical school needs all the teachers to be trained. And so, one of the things I believe that we will be doing in the next 1 year is to establish a center for health professional education. And I'm hoping that we can build relationship with a couple of international groups interested, because we're going to start with a few short courses, but we're also going to be looking for people who are going to be interested to take postgraduate programs around some of these issues. And I'm believing that we should be able to provide some resources to support a few people who will become our core team. Is one that we will be using. And the idea is we first of all start by building our own capacity and then extend training to other universities and other institutions around us. That way we can be sure that we'll be impacting people, and at the same time we are getting resources. The second one that is dear to my heart is about, don't let me talk about that because people will think I'm biased. The other one is our Center for Trauma Care and Training. We have this trauma center here. That's a great opportunity for us. I'm looking for her to partner with them, because emergency medicine is something that's absent in Nigeria. And one of the things we could do is get into that space around emergency medicine and establish a short program that we can get partnership with, and look at the couple of people we have worked with in Canada to see if we can build a partnership. So that for me is the second area to build a center. I'm hoping that we can establish at least 3 centers within the next 6 months. The third center I'm going to talk about is not a center, but a conglomerate of centers. And it's going to be around public health issues. It's going to be a school of public health. I know we had some discussion, we had some disagreement about what it is. I'll be talking with my HOD to see if we can get some middle ground. If we can't get middle ground, so one opinion we have to just prevail. But we are hoping that we can set up a couple of centers. Let me tell you two of them that I think are important. Number one, today everybody is talking about coronavirus, right? I was in the ministry 2 days ago. They are still talking to me about Lassa fever. And one of the things we can establish quickly is a center for communicable disease control. And see how we can link that up with the National Center for Communicable Disease Control, so that we can begin to help bring some support to the state and look for how we can get funding to support them. I do know, for me, that one of the problems in academia sometimes is the silos. We all like to keep our silos, but centers are not going to be silos. Centers are meant to be cross-disciplinary and multidisciplinary in approach. And so that we'll be doing. And I'm believing that School of Public Health will come on. But the School of Public Health will not come on in the first 6 months, and I don't think it's going to come on in the first 1 year. For me, the biggest dream, so it's not the public health, it's about physiotherapy, and I've talked about that before. Now, one of the things I'm hoping we can do is establish a program in audiology, a program in speech therapy. It's going to take us the next 3-4 years. There are 4 disciplines, 4 key disciplines in medical rehabilitation. There's no Nigerian institution that has before, none. The best has to. The best has to. If there is the best in terms of trying to start it up, we have the curriculum about how to start both. And I'm hoping that that will be an agenda that we can start. So that at the end of 3 years, if anybody talk about medical rehabilitation, the first place to talk about, we go to UNIMED. It does not mean we are not going to improve medicine. It does not mean we are not going to improve dentistry. If I don't improve dentistry, I may now have dinner when I get home. So Professor Luto shared, is my shared HOD by default. But the idea is, let's look at that will give us the strategic advantage over all institutions. The second pillar about strategic convening, and I'm going to talk about my slide. No, I'm just going to talk to my slide. It's about having a few strategic national convening platforms. By the grace of God, by July 17 this year, we are going to roll out our first program, which is going to be named after Prof as a National Health Innovation Forum. I'm sure everybody in this room knows that name. Prof is not only from Ondo, he's not only one of Nigeria's most formidable medical experts, but he also happened to have been the chairman of the first governing council of this university. And nothing has been done so far to honor him in our institution, and very few things have been done to honor him nationally. So, by God's grace, put in your calendar, July 17th is his birthday. So we are going to roll out the annual National Health Innovation Forum, named after Akitide by that day. I'm speaking to the person who will be the speaker for that day. I'm hoping that I can confirm that to you in the next couple of weeks, who the speaker will be. So that is about talking broadly around the agenda of strategically positioning ourselves. The second agenda, when I developed it originally, was talking about technological advancement. But after the last 2 days, I've modified it slightly to mean technological advancement and system strengthening. That there are subsystems within this institution that we need to strengthen if it truly must become excellent. So there are 2 angles: technological advancement and also doing system strengthening. So one of the first things I'm very passionate about clinical skills. I'm sure Professor Adesegun and Professor Owa knows that. Unfortunately, even the one we developed in Ife is not being used maximally, but that will not be the picture here. We are lucky we have some funds now to talk around building clinical skills simulation center. And so we are hoping that we can start the building of a clinical skills simulation center, hopefully within the next 6 months. 6 months? Within the next 1 year, minimum, maximum, we should start the building of our clinical skills simulation center. I'm hoping that in the next 3-4 months, we can complete discussions about the University of Leeds about starting digital pathology. I'm talking to Dr. Ondo, who is heading the list infirmary, to help us work around digital pathology. So that, I'm sure that within the next 1 year, God helping us, we should get those two things accomplished. And we'll move on to other issues around service delivery and improvement technologies. Those for me, sir, I keep on calling your name because I want you to be with me, but I'm not lying. When I became a provost, we used to carry paper like this to collect meeting. And I said, it's a waste of time and a waste of paper. And there's no reason why we must come here and cannot project what we want to do. And that's why, Director at ICT, we are going to hold you responsible anytime you come here and there is power failure or this is not working. There must be power continuously for service meetings. So we are going to do a few of those ones. And when I'm suggesting this, believe me, I don't have any all the answers. I'm throwing them out so you can also come out to me and say, no, I know one other technology we can use to improve what we want to do. That's the whole essence of this. That's to show, oh, this guy has thought it through. It's all about throwing out ideas so that you can also be responsible, you can also bring new ideas that you can partner together. But let's talk about system strengthening. One of the things I think is very important is our strategic plan. I know you have one, but I'm almost sure in this room, not up to a quarter of the people in this room, know the strategic plan, I've read it, and I'm following it up. Should I put that to an open vote? No. A strategic plan is not a paper to be thrown away. So we are going to start developing a strategic plan within the next 6 months. And that strategic plan is going to be more robust and more realistic in terms of where we are going. And it will become an instrument that every department must use and every unit must use to drive your program. The other thing I think is important about this case is about rules and regulation. I had somebody said to me yesterday that he had enough papers to be promoted, but was not promoted. Some of you must have heard when he said that. This morning I was asking for, I didn't ask. I was provided with more detail. And one of the things he says to me clearly is that the rules about promotion is not, honestly, it's not rigorous or robust to promote scholarship. Let me ask you, if somebody published more than half of his papers in one journal, what do you think happened? It must have some, is that the only journal in the world? There's something wrong. I mean, I don't know what is wrong. But see, if the law allows it, then the person is right, we are wrong. If the law allows it, I mean, if our rules does not speak to it, which means that person can take us to court, we cannot say you use your judgment. That we have learned the last 2 days. And so one of the things we must look at is what's our promotion criteria across board, not just academia, administrative, technological. What are the mechanisms to truly promote a world-class institution that we dream of? I will be a great champion for promotion, believe me. But I also believe that, you know, if they tell us that 2 papers will make you professor, the day I produce 3 papers, I just go to bed. Isn't that true? And it's not about the number, it's about quality. Because the only way to know UNIMED is when people search online. They want to do a work, should I partner with? And they keep on coming across our names. Oh, UNIMED. Professor who by UNIMED. Professor why UNIMED? Professor. I'm like, wow. Where is this UNIMED? And that's why I prefer driving research than buying coke, than selling coke and selling bread, even though we are going to sell bread and coke. And the other thing is going to do that, it's going to lift up our name in terms of ranking among medical schools. So it's something we must think about very clearly. Like I said, we also must think about the Senate itself. What are the rules? I found out this morning there are no rules and regulations for Senate procedures. The only thing we rely on was the law of the university. That's when we met this morning. And I'm like, you can't change the law of the university. What you can change are the rules and the regulation. The law will take a long time to change. And so, as a Senate, we must commit ourselves to say, let's build a structure. We've passed the first 5 years. It's a new generation of building that we're going to be doing. I thought this is strengthen other subsystems. Somebody told us yesterday that we now have a quality assurance separate committee. I was taking note of many of the things people are saying. I'm sure people think I was just sitting down. No, because for me, they are important things. People are saying things that they desire to see. And we must respond to them. The Senate must respond to the people's voice. That's what Senate is all about. So we're going to be establishing a quality assurance committee. We are going to review our academic planning structure. What we have today is no ideal. It does not conform with what I know. I served on the NUC Commission for a couple of years. And so we need to review the academic planning structure, its leadership, its membership, to help us shape things in different ways. And lastly, we must strengthen our legal and internal audit system. I was sharing an example in one of those sessions yesterday, no, 2 days ago, that when I was near PC in Ife, when we run into big trouble, the VC will stop. Somebody will stop. Say, go and call the legal advisor. Let them come and call the group. I don't know who to call in this place. Who am I going to call? To come and speak to the laws of the university? Nobody. We have been lucky that in 5 years, we didn't have a court case. We cannot count ourselves that law will succeed for the next. Most people that came originally, they are sabbatical, what case with sabbatical person have to do? If you have trouble, they will go back to their school. But now we are getting our own next time. Since we have people who take us to court, we don't take care. So we must strengthen our legal system, get a legal officer on board. And our internal audit system must respond to some of the issues in Akure that came on board yesterday. So if you want to be strong, we must look at our systems and think about how we strengthen some of those systems. The other systems to strengthen, these are not all. Security system, the CSO was recruited this morning. And I asked him a question. I said, CSO, if I step out of this room and somebody steal my laptop, how will you know for my laptop? I said, they are proposed. I said, no. How will you know? Tell me. He told me he was going to give me a man a detail as security person. I said, what training did the person have? He said they are graduate. I said, is that what I need? So he said a couple of times. I said, by the way, who are the security? I said, the one in red shirt and white shoe. And how will I step to the institution? And you can't even distinguish who the security man from. Because small things really talk about who we are, not the big things. Last night I was with the Speaker of the House. I slept in Accra last night. I didn't have a meeting. And he said one of the things that must change in your school is outlook. But I told him it's also a matter about you need money. But it's not money you need, truly. Is it money? How much will it cost us to do a new bridge? I'm asking questions. No, it's about the fact that we didn't pay attention to some of those things. It's important, the things we pay attention are important, but we must have a brand new aspect if you want a world-class university. So we must think about strengthening as many subsystems as you can strengthen. The next one is about capacity building. I've talked about it quite a lot. Believe me, we are going to put a lot of resources into trying to build capacity so that we can become very good. I had a meeting this morning with the dean. I had a meeting this morning. And he told me about what I'm trying to do about accreditation. I won't tell you some of the things, don't worry. Our secrets are secret. But he said something about we need to get teachers so that we can get accreditation. Rajesh, sir. Yes, sir. HOD. Yes, sir. I said that's not important to me. That's not important to me. I said the reason to get teachers is not so that I can pass accreditation. It's so that when our graduates go out and they say, wow, where did you come from? UNIMED. I don't care about accreditation. I should care. But it's not the most important thing. Accreditation is only to help us ensure that there are quality, and there is quality in what we produce ultimately. But if the teacher does not promote quality, even if we put everything together, there will never be quality. I always tell the story when I did training for Anti-Corruption Academy about how I was discouraged from being a good student in my year one. Let me tell you the story. I went to a public secondary school. I didn't come from a rich family. So I went to a school where half of the time we don't have teachers. When we have NYSC teachers, we are lucky. So I grew through secondary school reading on my own. And so then I came to Ife. Half of the class I wasn't good, to be honest with you. It was fun. I had a great time as an undergraduate. So I was reading my book, bought all the book, then I got to the exam. And they would say, Wale went to dash. So that dash can happen. I'm like, Wale. So it was the teacher who was taking his notes. I would miss one word. I'm like, what? I stopped reading book. I stopped. I'm like, nonsense. Says the note. We cram, la ball, la forget. So I stopped reading books. And every time I look back, I'm like, this man deprived me of opportunity to read books. When I was in my year 2 in anatomy, a teacher, God is my witness, was reading a note and forgot part of it. I said, borrow a textbook from students and start reading to us. That was the last day I went to anatomy class in medical school. How I survived medical school is a miracle. I stopped going. I'm like, nonsense. I have the textbook in my room. How am I coming here for you to just read textbook to me? And that's the kind of damage we could do to students. If we are not teachers that carry on, and that's why we want to pay attention to what is teaching and how we teach. And the same is true about publication, about grantsmanship, about resource administration, about leadership, about technical services, about quality assurance. We are going to put a lot of resources, hopefully. God helping us. Half of this doesn't cost much money. It's about ideas and our willingness to do it. Resource issues will always be there, resource mobilization. Friends of UNIMED is one good initiative, but we must go beyond that. And one of the ways to go that is to start by saying, can we expand it and can we enrich it? And I'm going to challenge every dean. I would like to see how many friends you are bringing in every year. I promise to bring in 10 friends within the next 1 month. That's true. All of us can contribute something. It's not in the amount of money. I know if you all will bring a little bit, let me share the experience in Ife. We are building a hostel in Lesha. 10 kobo of the hostel didn't come from government. 10 kobo. A lot of them came from our staff and our alumni. There was a time in Ife we didn't have microscope and we ran into trouble. We gave part of it. You know what? It's not because we have much money. It's just about the fact that we believe in this place. And that I can just give a little bit. I'm not asking to share a salary. I'm just saying that, we can mobilize resources. Small resources. It's not a lot of money. How did what's his name? The last president of America, how did he win his election? Obama, how did he win his election? Small money. $100, $20. That's all. And I know how much he collected at the end of the day. And so we must look at that idea. That idea is not for advancement center. It's for all of us to say, how can we open up these gates? The chief in your village, you can bring him to airports. The other thing we're going to do, we're going to run short courses. I was in the ministry 2 days ago to discuss with them about some of the courses we are hoping to establish, so that they can send us people. Because they send me people in Ife. When I know my training, they send me people in Ife and they pay. And now I'm in the UNIMED. How should I not make the money here? And so please think about the idea. What course can you run? And I promise you, when you run the course and we make money, you will get a portion of it. Not you. I'm talking about your unit or your department. You get a portion of that money. So we are going to be running short courses. And we are going to establish new structures to drive new engagement. This morning, the DVC was suggesting to me about the UNIMED concept. So I didn't know, I wrote it down. When you mentioned it to me, I wrote it very quickly. Then we should have a UNIMED concept that should undertake some of these consultancies. When I was with the speaker and he was talking about, because I'm not from this state, I told him, sir, I know this state. I said, I've done consultancy in this state, plenty. I used to come from Ife to make money in Ondo. repeatedly. No, that's true. I was a consultant that reviewed the ABA project. I did the Ford Foundation review. I did the WHO review for the system. I said, what am I here? We should make the money here. So the concept was one way to make money regularly. Okay? And our alumni association we must strengthen. And like I told the committee during my interview, you don't start planning alumni when people have graduated. No. Alumni Connect Center must start now. So when they finish, they are just bringing them into it. And we must develop our market branded products. I didn't wear my tie this morning, sir, intentionally. Let me tell you why I didn't wear it. You probably didn't know why. Because I wanted to show that if I go to the market, I have a choice of what to buy. Either to buy this type or to buy the one from my other school. That if you want people to buy your product, the quality of that product you must also care about it. So we must develop branded products that has taste and quality and is attractive. I can tell you, in Ife as a provost, I was making money from selling ties actively and selling scarves. All our graduate students are use tie and use the scarf. That's what they use. In this place, all medical graduates, that's what they must wear to graduate. Every alumni must have. I know how much we make on doing that. I'm not going to charge exorbitantly, no. We're just going to charge some little markups. But that little markup, over 200 students, over 300 students, becomes some money that you can use. Let's talk about stakeholders engagement. We need to build relationships, and I want to thank Professor Lotu for sharing ideas with us about some of the things they're doing in the region. We can do many more than people like Professor Adesegun. I know where he comes from. We are going to follow Professor Adesegun to go and negotiate some community. Luckily, our primary health center, so I know where it is. So, because when you work with the community, there's so much resources in this place. Believe me. Chief Akitade gave us 1 billion. Is there only one Chief Akitade in the whole of Ondo State? Or in the whole of Ondo? No. So the more we cultivate their lives, the more we are likely to get resources. And we are going to name the buildings after them. So we must do that at various levels. With students, with student union, I know that. And we must do an annual award program. I'm glad there's an award program. We must expand it to make some mean. Let's talk about what's the next couple of days. A couple of 10 things that I promise we'll do in the next 2 months. Because I do a lot of consultancy. I remember I was doing a review for one organization, and after I presented a review of their strategic plan, the man said, what should we do immediately? So from that time, I always think about, when I do a plan, like, what are we going to do immediately? And that's what I'm going to talk about. 10 things I thought we would do immediately. Number 1. And those who are at some of the meetings will recognize that number 1 idea did not come from me. It came from Adesegun. The first thing we are going to do, we are going to set up a need assessment committee to help look through that system, the entire system. What are the problems? So we can sit back to prioritize. What can we do quickly that doesn't take so much money, and yet will have great impacts? I have not discussed this. The next thing I'm going to tell you, I have not discussed it with my principal officer, but I'm going to say it nevertheless. Please forgive me. This committee will be headed by the chairman committee of this, and all these are members of this committee. I will work with them because they lead the faculties. They must know what the needs are. We had a few more people, but we will want a report from you within the next 1 month. Needs across the various systems in this system. All members of the committee of things, they are part of that committee. We do a report, we look at it as a PO, and then we bring it to the Senate at the next Senate meeting in 3 months' time. No. You can't decide every month. Sorry. You can do it every month. Okay, let's go.
Thank you, sir.
No, the point is, we are doing a Monday meeting every week. I see half of the people here to talk on Monday meeting 4 times a month. The Senate meeting 1 month. It was very good for the first 5 years. I'm not sure we can go on with that. Listen, sir. One of the things we learned in the last couple of days, university is a business. Take how many of us are here and multiply that by the number of hours we are spending in this meeting. And ask the question, the output, does it match the input of the hours? If the answer is yes, let's continue.
No.
If the answer is no, then we have to change it. There's no other way around it. I'm not saying we must change. I'm simply saying that's the way to think about business. Your input and your output. We'll talk in the principal officers meeting. I will bring a proposal to the next month. All right. The second thing we want to do is that we are going to establish a third fund implementation committee. I'm having a meeting tomorrow morning with the POs and a few other people. Because we have some money from third fund now. And why are we going to be holding on to money when we have needs? So hopefully in the next quarter, we will have something to report to you. I want to come to the Senate to report things that we're doing. So I can challenge us, can ask us questions. Every Senate member must know what we are doing. But if they stop you on the road, you must know as much as I know about what the university is doing. That's the kind of university I want to run, where everybody has the same information. And you can always share it. That's the only way you can market things. It's only what you do is that you can market. We are going to be establishing an implementation committee tomorrow. The third thing is that we are going to have a basic improvement of the teaching facilities. And I'm committed to that. Director ICT, if you have not gotten the letter, I'm sure from my office you'll get a letter today to tell us how many inverters, how many projectors that we need. And I promise you we are going to approve them. So that the basic thing we can do, let's start doing them to improve the environment. Number 4. Thank you, sir. I understand that AMPC has not been taking place as regularly as it ought to be. I had complaints about penny promotion. You cannot joke with people's promotion. If there's something that can set the university ablaze, there are 2 things I know that can set it ablaze. 1, school fees. And 2, promotion. Salary won't set it ablaze. Salary won't set it ablaze. Salary will just grumble a little bit. No. I'm joking. Salary is very important, by the way. Salary is very, very important. And I'm honestly working on salary issues. That's why I'm trying to meet as many people as I can meet within the corridors of power to see where we can drive our salary. So we must think about people's promotion and we must clear all pending cases. So APC must meet regularly, quarterly, as the law stipulates. That's the minimum we can do. If you cannot clear all that are pending by quarterly, we will introduce additional days so we can clear all that spending within the next 6 months, the law of dependence. The next thing that we plan to do as a quick thing is to work on the implementation of 2018 capital project. I was shocked when I was talking to the Commissioner for Education a few days ago. And he said to me that Bokoda is all the schools received capital project money. All of them, all of us, the 4 of us. Bokoda is commissioning his own on the 21st of this month. The money that he gave them. And the governor is thinking of giving more money because they have expended the money. We have not expended 1 kobo from our 220 million. It's not the fault of the last VCO. Please don't say it's the VCO. No. It's far more complex. There are complex issues around it. It's not the VCO at all. Left to him, he will have finished this bill. But we are trying to negotiate political solutions to this. So I'm fairly confident that within this next quarter, we are going to start spending that money. Because after I got quarter and all, including. Sir? Also step. Well, whatever they are called. They are UNIMED, they are the brand.
Yeah, the brand.
You know, they are the brand. So we are going to, by God's grace, helping us, and we're going to do that. Like I said, we are going to establish 2 centers within the next 3 months. I'm going to talk to one of the potential directors tomorrow. And if you want a new center, a center of urban medicine, a center for cocoa production, where's my friend? He's not here. He's not here. Yeah. We are ready to establish as many as fast as our promises of success. And if you bring the idea, you become the director, you become the foundation director. You may not last more than 1 year. Because I won't keep you as director if you don't perform. It's not a performance based. The other thing we are going to do is to strengthen UNIMED friends. I was talking to Governor Mimiko on Tuesday. I was with him on Tuesday. We are trying to get a couple of US-based doctors. He said he was going to send out me and name a list. I hope to be at the AMPA meeting. I used to go to AMPA meeting when I was provost in Fair. That's how I used to get a lot of my money. People in the college didn't know how I get money. I go to AMPA meeting to lobby the doctors. So I'm hoping that in June, as part of opening up the UNIMED friends, we're going to go and see how many doctors we can connect with from Ondo State. The other thing we're going to do within the next 2 to 3 months is to finalize our agenda about training research administrators. I was talking to Dr. What do you call him? Okay, I talked to him yesterday. I said, in 1 week, give me a plan. Because we went to Dubai to do a training on research administration. He was nominated by the university. So where is the benefit if we don't use it for our team? So we are going to be selecting, I told the register already, give me the list of all the administrative staff. Those who have good science background, those who are doing masters, we are going to put them out to become research administrators. And we are going to train them to become the first crop of research administrators. And we are going to then start with the graduateship on a bigger level. One of the things I am committed to is that if you want to succeed and be sustainable, you must engage stakeholders everywhere. And I'm willing to engage anybody anywhere. I'm willing to go anywhere as far as professor. So if you have anybody you think we should see, please let me know. All you need to do is let me know when. I'm going to call the person. Tell me come this afternoon. Leave. I'm going to leave you in the middle of Senate. You continue. I'll go there. Because the only, yeah, that's true. That's what how we can connect and build up this place. We need to network continuously. And finally, the 10th thing I believe we will do in this next 1 to 2 months is that we are going to start the process of reviewing the promotion criteria. And let me give you a promise, and I said it to them. I happen to have headed the last committee in Ife to review our promotion criteria. Because like everywhere, everybody look for loophole. You know, people look for loophole. But if you set a new rule, you must be fair to people. I can assure you of fairness. And one of the things if you set up a new one is that it's not going to take place immediately. You must leave time, like 2 years, so that those who are already working towards a mark will be able to reach their mark and work towards the next one. So these are gentlemen, like I said to you yesterday, whatever, that we must create it. That pressure must start now. With you, with me, working together, I believe the road to the new future is here today. Thank you very much.
For you and for every one of us. So, thank you very much, Prof. once again, sir, for this. We have had the Chancellor, so it's now left for us to discuss it. Just discuss what we have gotten from him. And we'll call your name and then we'll speak. Yes, Professor Olifade.
Thank you. To stand up and talk.
I want my voice to be seen. I'm Prof. Olifade, Department of Biological Sciences. Of us, I came from Federal University of Technology at Department of Microbiology. Yes, our protocols really extended. First of all, I want to once again congratulate our able Vice Chancellor, for your well-deserved appointment. May God continue to bring you and wish you a happy stay here, sir. We are listening carefully, but I also want to add certain issues, sir, so that because of some of us who are in applied sciences, I want to suggest that Center for Renewable Energy you should also think about this line can be established. I can, sir. So that we want to establish a waste to wealth strategy, and in addition, in terms of to mitigate environmental pollution to the barest minimum by managing our waste here. I'm ready to bring up the paper on that. I also want to suggest the establishment of Center for either Directorate or Center for Gender Issues. I stand to be gender sensitive, but I think we should also think along this line. Okay. Sir, no with time, it may be the part of the long-term review of curriculum is supposed to be a continuum, and I believe there should be a specific office that should be saddled with the responsibility of handling, then improving our webometric ranking. Very, very important to the university web. You've mentioned, yeah, this UNIMED business ventures. Okay. Well, by the time I got
Conventionaries.
once again, thank you, sir. I started off for a 1 year sabbatical.
When is it ending? Next year? I will apply for a renewal. You can be sure you're going to get a. You don't want to give back, please remind me. Yes, sir. What I do, sir?
I just have a suggestion, sir. With the heads of the party.
Yes, sir.
I'm not sure though whether what you projected. I want to suggest that they have a copy.
All right.
Yesterday, after you met head of department, and I suggested that I think that department should meet to discuss where to fit in it. Just that be extended to all departments.
All right.
So that all the departments